set of tolls. There was lots of signs to say tolls all the way through Germany and never came to any. So let's see what the damage is of this one. So, answer to the question, it was €6.50, but there's another tunnel coming up which is €10.50. So, not terrifying, but we update. So, welcome to Slovenia. Absolutely know nothing at all about Slovenia. Sat-nav took me on a wee detour. The plan was to go to Hungary and down through Budapest, but last night the sat-nav decided that this way is quicker, so this way I shall go. It is, what time is it now? It's currently 10:30 in the morning. It is warm. It's not warm outside, it's very warm in here. The sun coming in is absolutely glorious, loving it. And yeah, so 1,000 miles to Athens. I've put 3 tanks of fuel in. I've only got a quarter left, so next stop will be tank number 4, just for those who are curious of how much I've spent so far. But another wee update when I get somewhere else. Stop. We are in Slovenia. Not much to show you. Obviously it's been snowing. It's very flat compared to Austria. Austria was all hills, and as soon as we got to Slovenia, flat. So we shall see where we end up tonight, but we'll keep going. It's not even 11 o'clock yet, I don't think. Time for some... That sign said 24 kilometres to Zagreb. That must mean we're in Croatia. Alright folks, another wee update. It's currently about midday. Actually I have no idea what time it is. It can't be far off midday, if not just past midday. I am getting close to halfway. I'm in Croatia. Had to pee. I'm just busting for a pee. Petrol station was a wee crappy petrol station, and next door to it was a McDonald's. So I have not had any bread, sweets, crisps, anything like that whatsoever since I left Scotland. So time for a treat. Double fillet of fish in that bag there. The reason I'm doing the video though is I've got a wee update with it, is that my van has decided that Croatia's far enough for the door. The bottom of the door has fell off, and the door's now I'm trying to come off completely. But hey, if that's the worst thing that happens, bonus. I will give you a wee shout again when I get to the border. Coffee break time. Pulled off the motorway. Bumpy as hell, honestly. See, if you think about potholes, little potholes on your side, they just patched it and potholed it. Bang, bang, bang all the way. But this little lay-by here's nice and quiet. A couple of lorries parked up. Toilets are closed, but nice wee benches. Sun is setting over there, which is Bosnia is over that side. Bosnia and Herzegovina is over there. We came from this direction, and we're heading to Serbia, which is just a couple of miles up the road. going to get a hotel tonight as well. Looking forward to a good shower and maybe even a bath or something. Van's holding up well. Topped up oil this morning, and that's about it. Screen washer needing to go because it's, I mean, look at it, filthy. But made myself a coffee. Just going to chill for 5 minutes, back on the road, and see what we can manage. And looking at it at the moment, the plan was to get the boat on Friday. Well, it may be able to get it on Thursday because the sailing's at 9 o'clock at night, so all doable. But I'll say hi when I get to my hotel or my B&B or whatever I'm staying in tonight, wherever it is. Bye. Alright folks, I am still around. Yeah, so plan went a bit skew with yesterday. Was in Austria. Excuse me, was in Austria the last time I stopped, and then headed off down past Slovenia, Croatia, and heading towards the Serbian border. So last week's video was me having a coffee at the border. At the border, I was 8 miles short of the border when I made that video, and decided that it was hotel time. Did a research for a wee hotel and found one 5 miles away. I thought, that's great, I'm not going to go into Serbia tonight as it's starting to get dark and it's a non-EU country, so it was going to take a while. So let's just deal with that at 8 o'clock in the morning or something, and go for there. Gets a hotel 6 miles down the road from where I was, so it was this side of the border, and jumped in the van and headed off. 35 euros I think it was for the hotel. Looked awfully nice. It was 3 miles up the road, turn right, and 3 miles along that road, and I was right there. I was like, okay, that'll do fine. Gets on the motorway, gets to where I'm supposed to turn right, and there is no turn right on the motorway. It just doesn't exist. So don't know where that had went wrong, but there was no turn right. So by this time I'm on the motorway, I'm starting to see queues of lorries. So I'm a couple of miles short of the border, and it's just lorries after lorries after lorries. So there's no way of turning around, there's no way of turning off the motorway. So I'm having to now do the border. Gets all the way down. Didn't join the queue of the lorries because technically I'm not a lorry. And gets to the border, hands over my passport, and she goes, open back. So opened the back, showed them what was inside. Next window, show them. So goes to the next window, shows passport, opens the back for the second time, asks me to pull over to the right hand side. Police inspection, show them, pulls over to the side, policeman comes over, opens it again. Third time, he then says you have to go to the police inspection bay. So back up the road 200 metres, turn left where the lorries are, show them. So it goes back in, opens the back for the fourth time, and hands over the passport, and he goes, immigration import office over there 200 metres on your left. So it goes in and finds a parking space and bumps into a guy who wasn't sure whether there was a lorry driver or whether they worked there or what the deal was with him. Nice guy though, and he says, papers, you looking for papers? Yes. Passport? Yes. Okay, get what you've got, come with me. Takes me to a 2-storey office. Walks in and everybody's smoking. Every single person, every room's got a smoker in it. Place is stinking, it smells bad. And we go up the stairs and into this little wee office. This wee office is a wee wooden office, and but there's 4 different wee wooden offices in this floor. And the heat, what they've obviously done is they get unlimited electricity or something in the same price. I don't know how it works, rents the space, I don't know, but they've got every heater on. It was 32 degrees in the temperature in this room, and they're all wearing jackets and things like that, and I'm taking cardigans off and stuff, and it's sort of melting. He says, you need a Serbian document listing what's in the back of the van. He says, well, I can give you a copy of what I've got in the van. He says, I will interpret and I'll put it on this official document. You also need an import license, as they call it, and then he starts talking about fees, which I expected. And the quick version of this, the service that they offered is that he'll do all the paperwork and everything for us, fill out all the forms, and then one of his colleagues will help me get over the border by translating at the border and things like that, and get in the van with me, and we'll do a couple of miles and stuff like that. And switch went, okay, and then when it was €200, okay, is that the thing? Okay, so that's fine. Okay, right, we'll deal with it. Let's just get on with it. So filled in all the paperwork. Half an hour later, and I'm trying to translate what my list is into words that he understands. So there I'm doing give us a clue with what a mirror is, what a desk is, what a sofa is, what an armchair is, and so on. But we get there, and so 30 minutes later we're down the stairs, and we're in another room, and the room is covered in sellotape. You know, if you're put up in an office and someone put up a poster, the posters came down with a bit of sellotape still stuck in it. Well, the whole room is covered in bits of sellotape and wooden panelling and things like that. Very, very busy, lots of lorries and things trying to get in and out. So he takes his documents in, and inspector guy comes out, has a look in the van again, so I've opened the back again. He comes out with a piddly wee light, but this time I've got a big massive light, and I've shown him everything that's there. And the two of them are having a wee discussion. And the inspector went, okay, just closed, fine. And away he went. So the original guy hung back with me, and he said, I told him that what he was wanting to do was to take everything out the van, and what he had brokered was basically the fact that I will allow you to get that stuff in. He says, but he's a big coffee drinker. He says, look, you pay the £5 tax on bringing in stuff, which is on the document. He'll stamp it, but give him €10 and he'll buy a bag of coffee for his coffee machine. And so the guy brokered a wee deal for €10 to let us no bother unpacking, which was good. And we get the deal done. He said, we're waiting 10 minutes for my colleague to go through. Okay, so I go for a pee and come back and things like that. 5 minutes from my colleague, we're having a wee conversation, and he's smoking and things, and I said, how much is cigarettes here? And he goes, €4 a packet. How much is a beer? 50 cents a beer. I said, is that a little beer? No, a pint. So it was cheap. So 5 minutes go by, and his colleague turns up, and a wee old man in his 60s. And then the penny drops that the wee old man was coming with me through Serbia. He was taking me all the way to the border on the other end. So this was Macedonia. So at this point I'd done 400 kilometers at this point, and then he said, this pass is letting you in, but it's also getting you out of the other end. You have to go all the way right through and don't stop. So I mean, this wee old man gets through the border, and once again I'm back to the start. 350, 400 kilometers to do 4 hours in the dark this time. So we stop for a coffee and fill up with fuel again, and head off into the night and do 4 hours of more driving. Gets to the border, it's now midnight. So I started at 8 o'clock in the morning, it's now midnight, and gets to the Macedonian border, and the border went, you don't have your original documents for the vehicle, I can't let you in. You've got a copy of the documents. So I left the documents at home because the van wasn't coming back, and I'd got a photocopy, which according to all the sources I read said it was allowed. And he said, no, we need the original document only, I can't let you in. So at this point he's turned me around, and I've went through another checkpoint. The checkpoint guy's now taken my passport and says, you need to get your documents in order, and still told me to pull over to the left and didn't tell me anything, just wandered off. At this point I bumped into the old guy again, who's now waiting for his lift going back the way in the lorry queue, because obviously this is something that maybe they do on a regular basis as his job. So he then speaks to another guy, and then kind of brokers another wee what do we do. And the guy at the checkpoint basically filled in some more forms for me, charged me another €200. So I'm now in between the two borders. So I'm now in no man's land. I'm not in Serbia, and I'm not in Macedonia. And he said, you have to go back up and go into Bulgaria, and my colleague will go with you. I says, but what now? I need to go now. Yes, you need to go now. I said, I've been on the road now for 16 hours. I've done 800 kilometers by this point. No, you have to go now, or my colleague will go to petrol station, get some coffees. You can get a few hours sleep. And I said, look, let's just go. Come on, let's just go. So another €200 light, and off I go again. Now got 300 miles to do, or 300 kilometers to do to get to Bulgaria. Once again, more coffees. Head off, and eventually get to the border at 5 AM this morning. And massive queue of lorries again. The wee old fella finally points in, and in we go. Managed to jump the queue, and we're fourth in the queue to get through. But 5 AM, 5 different checkpoints later, and I had to phone Emma at 7:30 this morning. I need you to go and take a photograph of the original document in my office and send it to me, because they're not letting me in. So Emma gets up, goes and gets that document for me, and I convinced them that not a paper version, the photographic version was enough. They said a copy would have been fine, but the border patrol that turned us away did not give me my photocopy back. It wasn't in the pile of paperwork I had, so by the time I got to the border, I realised I have nothing. I have no registration document to prove that I own this van and I'm taking it in from a non-EU country to an EU country. So Lassie was nice enough and finally gets us in, and then from 5 AM turning up, I got over the border at the back of 10 o'clock. That's how long it took to get through. And I was fourth in the queue, so Christ knows how these lorry guys do it. By this point, I'm freezing cold. The van heating only works when you're moving, and probably on adrenaline as well. So I just head off, and keep driving, looking for a lay-by and things like that. And I was looking for a loo, and I stopped at 4 different toilets, and honestly, these are truck stop toilets, and I wouldn't wish these on anybody. So another 100 miles later, I've stopped at McDonald's and went to the loo and grabbed a bite to eat, and now I'm eventually in Bulgaria. I'm 100 miles short of the Greek border, but I eventually did, what, 400 that way, 400 that way, 300 that way, so 1100 kilometres in a day, and then another 100 or so kilometres to get to where I am now, and checked into a 4-star hotel at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock today. Just got back up, slept for a good 4 hours, had a shower, and yeah, so this is where I am now. So I'm now back in an EU country, and Greece is now 100 miles away, and the boat is now 400 miles total away. So I should be on the boat tomorrow, as long as I get over the border from Bulgaria to Greece. But that shouldn't be a problem, according to the woman I spoke to. But let's just see how that works. So yeah, so I was radio silent for a while because I was on the road. I never stopped. I say 8 AM yesterday to 12 noon today of continuous driving. My poor wee van's had the you know what kicked out of it, but she's still going great. So I should be on a boat tomorrow night. The boat leaves at 9 PM, so I'll get up here, breakfast, 400 miles to cover. Could do that in 7 hours, and as long as I get over the borders, I'll wait till I get over the border, and then I'll quickly book the boat, and I'll get straight down to Athens, and I'll get on that bloody boat and get a pint. So all good. Yeah, didn't post much for a while, but this is going to take a while to explain all that story. But I'm still around, and I shall be in Greece tomorrow, and hopefully the boat's got a bar. I shall see you later.